So the defense has been a little bit short-handed, but you guys did pretty darn well against Oregon, at least for 2.5 quarters, really holding their run down. What kind of challenge is going to face against Oregon State?
Well, Oregon State is very much a ball control offense. They hold on to the ball. They do a good job on third down in terms of using different people to keep the ball in their hands. They do a very good job at game planning by the particular style of defense that they see weekly. So it's going to be a big challenge for them.
You're in fairly good shape health-wise this last game of the year. I mean, they have
as good as you can be.
Yeah, as good as we can be, and a little bit banged up. It's just normal stuff.
So you go from playing a team that likes to have a lot of 90-second drives, wants to hold the ball a long time, keep your guys on the field for a while. What are the pluses and minuses of those two from a personnel standpoint for you guys?
Well, a lot of it more has to do with the number of bodies that we can rotate in and out, and hopefully, when you're playing a team like this, you can win on first down and get them in some manageable third down situations, get a chance to get them off the field. So, that's going to be our whole focus, is trying to win on first down and get us in a third down situation where we get off field and give our offense the ball back.
Are they a traditional team that huddles as opposed to? So you have a moment to substitute players if you have any healthy ones to put in?
Yeah, they'll use most of the clock, and they're pretty traditional in what they're doing.
Is that a little bit of a relief for you planning for them, that you don't have to have that extra component of speed and no huddle and hurry up?
No, I mean, we have all, to be able to handle those things, we have all that stuff built into our packages to be able to handle the no huddle teams and be able to call base defenses or pressures when they are going fast. So that's just part of what we do based on what we're going to see.
Are you going to have a Fusi available?
Yes.
Made a pretty good recovery, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's been out there taking reps, and I'd anticipate him.
Much like SC's tandem of Woods and Lee, Cooks and you can make the case that both those guys, need to be double covered at all times. How do you balance the challenge when there's two elite receivers on the field at the same time?
Well, they do an excellent job. It's a great question. They do an excellent job of utilizing those guys and really their strengths, which is getting the ball in their hands, in intermediate areas and also in the deep part of the field. So you can't be in a situation where you're doubling them all the time, because they're very good at running the football. So you pull one guy out of the box. So I think our guys, our secondary, has just got to do a good job of realizing where those guys are, where they line up, and what they can do to hurt you.
It seems like Cooks has sort of taken over James Rogers' old role, where they use him, on the fly sweeps and that sort of thing. Is that a fair assessment of how they use him?
Yeah, they mix it up with both those guys. We use a guy that he carries the ball on the flies as well. He did against us last year. But they utilize most of those guys' skill set. They're both very talented receivers that are going to have bright futures at the next level.
How has Mannion improved since you guys saw them last year? I mean, he had a pretty decent game against you guys. He was maybe 243 and completed like over 60%. But the team obviously is having so much more success this year. How is he different from last year?
Just plays well within the system. I think they do an excellent job of coaching the offensive people and asking them to do certain things, and everybody in their particular position answers. And Coach Riley has always been a very good offensive coach, and really respect him over the years as coaching against him in the NFL and in college. And I think they do a great job.
How would you sort of assess the overall performance of the defense this season? What areas have you done well, and what do you have to work on to get better for next year?
Obviously, you're disappointed in the number of wins that we've had as an overall team, but I mean, if you think you look at the turnovers, I think we're 17th in the country in interceptions. I think we're somewhere in the top 25 in turnovers. So that's probably one of the bright spots that we had. And one of the things that I'm most disappointed is, I think, the amount of snaps on defense being on the field, a lot. So those are some things we we just got to look at. And when when the season's over, there'll be a full evaluation of what was good, what was bad, and how we can move forward and try to improve.
Are you excited about your front seven for next year? And a lot of linebackers back, a lot of young defensive linemen.
Yeah, I am. When you look at what we lost coming into this year down the middle of our defense, you lose 2 starting defensive linemen, 2 inside linebackers, 2 safeties. Those are right down the middle. So we knew we had some guys that we had an idea about in practice but hadn't played in games. So it took us a while this year to get some continuity. But we got young guys' experience that's going to help us in the future. But when you look at the prospects of Todd Barr up front, Scarlett and McCain outside, very young guys that didn't play much the year before. Inside, you got Jalen Jefferson, who's a freshman that played a lot for us when he was healthy. And I'm excited about his progress. Nick Forbes, has never played before until this season, and Avery Sebastian and Michael Lowe at the 2 safeties that came in and really sparked us in the second half of the season. And you get guys like Stephen McClure back, and Nathan Broussard has come on and got better. So I think it's a group that has gained good experience under fire this year, and hopefully that'll help us in the future.
Not to mention Wilkerson is going to be healthy, and Williams is going to be back.
Yeah, you talk about Wilkerson, the ability for Wilkerson to help us is a pass rusher and an inside linebacker. He's a very talented kid. He's got the ability to play at the next level, and his presence as a rusher on the perimeter for us a year ago was a big part of our defensive success, and not having that hurt. And then Jason Gibson's a guy that y'all hadn't really talked about, that you probably haven't seen play, but he's a really good player with excellent instincts, leadership ability, really good open field tackler that's was hurt in camp and didn't get to help us. So the linebacking group really took a hit from an injury standpoint.
And Kyrie as well.
Yeah, Kyrie, the film you saw on him at Penn State, and he's played in a lot of big games, and he'll be available to help us next year. So it's a group that's got some upside for sure.
And some depth, right? You were pretty thin there at times with your injuries this year. It seemed like
we were. We had to play Todd Bard outside linebacker against Utah, and I said, we were mixing and matching guys around, and you can't be good at anything when you're playing guys in a lot of different spots because it's just different looks, seeing different things, lining up on different sides. It's the more consistency you have, the better off you're going to be. And so hopefully we can get some of those guys back that'll create some depth, in the spring and moving into next fall.